She handed me a list of rules in my own home. Before we dive in, please help me reach 1,000 subscribers and tap the bell so you don't miss these real-life stories. It began like any ordinary Friday night. I had just stepped through the front door after a long day, ready to unwind, when Emily called out from the living room. Something about her expression stopped me, part playful, part oddly serious. "Sit for a minute," she said, pointing to the couch. I hesitated, then sat. The tone felt too formal for a casual evening. "We need to go over a few new expectations," she continued, folding her hands neatly in her lap. "Expectations? For me?" I tried to keep my voice neutral. "What kind of expectations?" She nodded with a small, confident grin. "Some things around here need adjusting. Balance. Structure. You'll understand." From the dining table where her friends were gathered for a small get-together, a ripple of giggles followed. That's when irritation crept in, not because they were laughing but because it felt like they were in on something I wasn't. Emily cleared her throat. "First," she said, counting on her fingers, "no more leaving your laundry everywhere. Second, when I'm speaking to you, I expect your full attention. No phone, no TV. Third, we'll use a shared calendar for chores, date nights, and personal time." She finished like she expected applause. I blinked, trying to process how a quiet Friday night had turned into a rules presentation. One of her friends snickered, whispering something I couldn't quite hear. The room felt smaller, heavier, judgment hanging in the air. I took a steady breath. "Emily," I said calmly, "I'm all for compromise. I'm all for structure. But I'm not okay with being handed a list like I'm an employee getting new office protocols. Especially not in front of guests." Her smile faltered. "If we're talking rules," I continued, "they have to apply to both of us. Nothing one-sided. Nothing imposed." The laughter behind us stopped instantly. Her friends exchanged awkward looks, suddenly unsure whether to stay involved or disappear. I stood, setting my cup down slowly. "I'm willing to communicate. I'm willing to plan things together. But this," I gestured to her imaginary list, "isn't how a partnership works. Not between equals." Emily swallowed. "You really feel that way?" "I do," I replied. "We either build this house together or it falls apart. But I won't be talked down to in my own home." The atmosphere shifted. Even her friends, who had been giggling minutes earlier, were now silent, uncomfortable, maybe even quietly agreeing. Emily crossed her arms, her voice tight. "I thought you'd just laugh it off. I didn't think it would sound so serious." "It is serious," I said gently. "Not because of the rules but because of how they were delivered. Marriage isn't one person dictating terms. It's two people choosing together." One of her friends murmured softly, "He's right." The tension in Emily's shoulders slowly eased. "Maybe I pushed it too far," she admitted. "I just wanted us to be more organized. I didn't think about how it might sound." "I get that," I said. "And I'm open to improving things, if we do it together." Her expression softened with real understanding. "I didn't look at it that way." "It's okay," I said with a small smile. "Just know my voice matters here too." From that moment on, the evening felt different. The laughter returned, lighter, mutual, without the edge of mockery. When we talked about chores and schedules, it felt like a conversation, not a lecture. By the time her friends left, the air between us was calm, clear. Something had realigned. The next morning, I woke up with a quiet sense of peace I hadn't felt in weeks. Emily was already in the kitchen making coffee. When she greeted me, there was no defensiveness, just sincerity. Later, we sat down with the shared calendar she'd mentioned. But this time, every task, every plan, every commitment was discussed and agreed upon together. No demands. No surprises. Just cooperation. Even when her friends visited again, something had changed. Their jokes were lighter. Their tone more respectful. The boundary had been drawn and understood. That evening, Emily touched my arm gently. "Thank you for last night," she said. "I understand now." "It's not about winning," I replied. "It's about us, making sure we both feel heard." She smiled, warm, unforced, and it filled the room. As I got ready for bed, something became clear. Standing up for yourself doesn't damage a relationship. Avoiding it does. Boundaries aren't walls, they're foundations. And by protecting my dignity, I protected our relationship too. The balance was back. And for the first time in weeks, the future felt steady again.